Testing 1, 2, 1, 2. Good Shabbos, everyone. We invite you to find a seat. We will start in just a moment. Make sure you have a prayer book as you enter into the sanctuary. All right, Viva Las Vegas, Viva Congregation Ner Tamid, and welcome to our special edition of Shabbatones as we welcome our community back after the summer and people who are coming here to celebrate Nisa's bat mitzvah over the weekend, and many who are looking, we hope, for a shul to belong to and become a part of our community. So we want to begin with a few announcements. We're going to call upon Jay Poster first. Jay, come on down. Now, Jay doesn't usually get to make announcements, so I don't know what he's going to talk about. Well, actually, I do. So we need your undivided attention. Here you go.
Rabbi, I'm really shy. Good Shabbos, everybody. I'm actually representing Jewish Nevada tonight. How many of you have ever been to Israel? How many want to go to Israel again? Yay. Well, I'm telling you right now that I'm the only one at the moment that's a member of this congregation that's representing Congregation Ner Tamid on a Jewish Nevada mission to Israel next year. I'm looking for a roommate. Anyway, this is the deal, but yes, I'm looking for a roommate. Next June 7th through June 15th, for 8 days, 9 days, 8 nights. It's an adventure of a lifetime. There's over 60 people that have already signed up. It's absolutely a community event. If you haven't gone before, they have a first-time track, which I'm going to go on. If you've been there before, there's going to be a security track or an innovative track. So in other words, you can pick the type of adventure you want to go on. We're going to go to Jerusalem, the Western Wall, and Military Cemetery. If you know anything about me, I'm excited about that. We're going to go to an open market. We're going to have Shabbos dinner. We're going to go to the Dead Sea, Masada, Yad Vashem, just lots of stuff. And if you like it, and if you want to continue, many of us are going to go to Petra in Jordan. So it's going to be a great trip. So if you're interested, contact Jewish Nevada. The lady that is coordinating it, her name is Julia Franks. So I hope to see you there.
All right, next year in Jerusalem, June of next year. All right, Barney, look at how he's dressed. Where's your tie? What is that all about?
We're having a great time today.
Yeah,
Welcome
we got something special going on there. Let me see what it says. Welcome to fabulous Congregation Ner Tamid. Did you get it changed on the strip also?
I'm working on it.
You're working on it,
I'm
okay.
working on it.
Alan, do you know anyone on the strip? In the Clark County's office, we can get it changed? Work on that. Go ahead.
We're welcoming new members tonight at Congregation Ner Tamid. We appreciate everybody coming. Every time before shul or services tonight or on Friday, we have announcements, so I'll be very brief about them. But thanks for coming. If you got any questions, I'll be around. Alyssa just walked in. She'll be around. There's lots of us who'll chat with you. First, religious schools getting going. Time to register. I've got a phone number you can call, or you can just come to the synagogue. Cantor Hutchings has organized multiple ways to share your voice at CNT. There's a children's choir for 2nd to 5th graders, Sheer Heart tween teen singing group, and junior cantors group, and an intergenerational choir that will perform at the Kol Nidre Family Service, and our Torah Project performances in Sheer Harmony Adult Choir. Obviously, lots of them. Email the cantor at lvnerdtomede.org. Pam Henderson is teaching an intro to Hebrew class on Wednesdays through November 16th. Take place 6 to 7 here at CNT. There's a small cost. Again, you can register on our website. Longtime CNT member Jen Wolf is offering a 4-part Zoom workshop from aging to saging. Register now for all 4 classes starting August 21. A portion of the registration fee will be donated to the synagogue. Again, register online. Join us for Yule by the Pool on Wednesday, September 7th and 14th at 7. We'll gather around to set our intentions for the year to come using mindful meditation, thoughtful song, and a call of the shofar. Space is limited. Reservations are needed. Again, go to the website. And finally, always available right before services is the Sisterhood Mark L. Fine and Family Gift Shop. Please call ahead for an appointment if you need to, but it's always open on Friday. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Barney. All right.
Taking it. Would help if I turn mine on. So I'm going to teach you some words. I'm going to teach you the ones in English, and I'm going to have you join me in the congregation. So before the Shabbatones play along with us, let's learn this prayer. And I have a few shills out here that are going to help us. So it goes like this. You can repeat it after me. God prepare me. Your turn. God prepare me to be a sanctuary. Pure and holy. Tried and true. You got that's our hard part. Tried and true. With thanksgiving. I'll be a living. Sanctuary for you. You need a big breath for that one. Sanctuary for you. Excellent. That was beautiful. Now we're opening with this song because this is not only our physical, beautiful sanctuary, but when we're together, we create a sacred space, a sanctuary. And then the second part will be in Hebrew, Pitchu li sha'arei tzedek. We open the doors of righteousness. So you guys think you got it over here? We're going to start with you, okay? All right. In the key that Eddie chooses. Any volunteers that want to do it over here? Oh, Maggie wants to do it. All right. All right, Maggie, you're going to do it with the band, okay? Here we go. All right, I'm going to do it from right here. Here we go. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Beautiful. Peacefully, Sha'arei Tzedek, Avovam, Odeya, Zeh Hashar, L'Adonai, Tzadikim Yavo'uvo. And one last time, anybody over here want to do Lord Prepare Me, the English? Anybody? Anybody? Come on, I know you do. You know it now. You want to do it, Shosh? No? All right. Well, I'll do it by myself then. God, prepare me to be a sanctuary. I feel like Nisa does. Pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Let's pick it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try that one more time. I'm gonna sing God a new song. Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadai, Shiru Ladonai, Yedatatai Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Hu Shemo. We will sing unto God and praise God's name. We will sing and we will shout. We will make a joyful noise unto God, unto God, unto God. Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadai, Shiru Ladonai, Yedatatai Kol Haaretz. The words are Yedidai. Now it's going to be a Shabbat Shalom.
All right, good Shabbos, everyone, once again. We are now opening up our prayer books to page 120, 121. We'd like to call up our bat mitzvah, Nisa, her mom, Paula, and her grandmother, Beth, if you would please come forward. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, So may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Shosh, you can come up here. If you want to dance up here, you're welcome to. If you have a little one and they want to dance, because the next one we're gonna pick it up one more time. So we don't want Shosh to cry.
Shoshana, come back.
138. Lakadodi, 138.
Ya la 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 lecha dodi. Ya la 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 likrat kala. Ya la 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 penei Shabbat. Penei Shabbat nekabela.
Verses 1, 5, and 9.
Ya la 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 lecha dodi. Ya la 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 likrat kala. Ya la 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 penei Shabbat nekabela. Ya la 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 lecha dodi. Ya la 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 likrat kala. Ya la 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 penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor b'zachor b'dibur echad. Hishmianu el hamichad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad. L'shemo tiferet v'lithilah. Hey, ya la 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 lecha dodi. Ya la 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 likrat kala. Ya la 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 penei Shabbat nekabela. Ya la 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 lecha dodi. Ya la 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 likrat kala. Ya la 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 penei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, kiva orech, kumi ori, uri, uri, shir daveri, kevod Adonai, alayich nigla. Hey, ya la 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 lecha dodi, ya la 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 likrat kala, ya la 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 penei Shabbat nekabela. Ya la 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 lecha dodi, ya la 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 likrat kala, ya la 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 penei Shabbat nekabela.
We rise to greet the Shabbat bride.
Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam b'simcha, uv'sohola, tochem bonei, am segula, boi chala, boi chala. Hey, ya la 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 lecha dodi, ya la 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 likrat kala, ya la 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 penei Shabbat nekabela. Ya la 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 lecha dodi, ya la 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 likrat kala, ya la 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 penei Shabbat nekabela.
Please remain standing for the Baruch Hu, page 146.
Ya la la la, ya la la la.
152.
Page 151. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery.
Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael.
Now we're bringing back a very I know you're ready to close your eyes. We're bringing back a Shema we haven't done in a while, but it's one of the most famous melodies of Shema that there is by Svika Pick, and we do this in his memory as he passed away this past week, and he was one of the most famous Israeli pop musicians, but he wrote two pieces of liturgy, the Shema and the Shehechianu, both of which are two of the most famous that we use, the only ones that we really use. So we think of him as we sing his Shema tonight.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Echad.
Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever. We continue with Ve'ahavta on page 154. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'chayu hadvarim ha'elech asher anohi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'divartam baham v'shivtecha utecha uvlechtecha baderech uv'shochbecha uv'gmecha yukshartam lehot al yadecha v'chayu letotafot beinecha utachtam al mezuzot beitecha u'v'hisharecha Lema'an tiskeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai lihiot leshim le'olehem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lehiot lachem Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe that what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot. Wherever we go, it is eternal Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding of that promise passes through the wilderness. that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל הכנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם.
Now this really is your chance to dance. So we invite, at the very least, the kids in the room to follow me and Nisa, but the adults can come too.
Get up, get up.
Like that in a while. Oh, that's pretty nice.
Let's sing.
All right, so if you really like dancing and you're in the religious school and you know this prayer, I invite you to come up and dance up here for the next prayer. It's Magnolia's favorite one. Oh, wait, no, not yet. Go back to your seat. Just Nisa. You'll be back, don't worry.
Rest a bit.
160, 161 is Hashki Benu. Let there be love and understanding among us, that peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Leshalom. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Leshalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm.
Right, and now we invite up our religious school to do Vishamru, which you can find on page 162, I believe. That was beautiful. 162.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat.
You do what they do.
לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
ביני
ביני
ובין
ובין
בני ישראל. אותי לעולם.
ושמרו בני ישראל לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
וביום השביעי
שבת ויהי נפש.
שבת ויהי נפש.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Last time we want to see you. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We're warming you up for Greatest Hit Shabbat next month. So we rise on page 164 for our Amidah prayers. Adonai Sfatai Tiftach. Adonai Sfatai Tiftach. Ufi Yagir Tehilatecha. Ufi Yagir
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzhak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomer Chasadim Tovim Bekunei Hakol Vezocher Hasdei Avot Limaho Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem Lema'an Shemo B'ahava Melech Ozer Umashiach Umagain Baruch atah Adonai Magain Avraham Bezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayei Hakol Atah Rav Le'Yoshia Morid Hatal Mechaker Hayim Bechesed Mechayei Hakol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Berofei Cholim Umatir Asurim Umkayem Umato Lishenei Afa Michamocha Ba'al Givurot Umito Me'elah Melech Mimi Umahayeh Umatzmi Yeshua V'ne'eman atah lecha chayot chakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayei Hakol
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, הקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. We take a moment for private prayer. When you have completed your prayers, please be seated. The traditional text is found through page 180. If you're watching us on the live stream, at this time we invite you to put names of your loved ones who are you're saying healing prayers for tonight into the chat on Facebook and on YouTube.
Misha Berach. A lot of people ask me, why do we say Misha Berach? Every time we said Misha Berach, the people we were thinking about were healed or cured. There would be no one who was ever sick. And yet we know that in saying the Misha Berach, it does something powerful. And I dare say curative, at least of the whole of the soul and the spirit. We all have loved ones who are sick. When we say Misha Berach, it allows us to dig deep into our heart you've submitted to our office. We think of Bessie and Jean-Marc Chabert, Logan Knapp, the Knapp family, Valerie Rocher, Yirmiyahu Ben Sarah, Angela Thompson, Mark Greb, Marlene Settle. I always think of my sister, Dina. And as you look around the sanctuary, if you would like to say the name of someone special to you, please stand and say their names.
Lindell Cooley, Tom Rosenberger, Jim Rosenberger, Rick Friedman.
Gloria Yolanda Mendoza Gallo, Alcides Omar Gallo, G. Gallo, Vicky Owen, Donna Zale, Karen and Jeff Mirko, Jeremy Hutchings, Doug Bierkby, Hannah Nigan, Sharon Schichter, Harvey Schilder, Bethany Schilder, David Roth, Lucy Roth, Kim Rodriguez, Ukraine, Vincent Rodriguez, Linda Ellen, Martin Carmen, Gary Jacobs, Benita Silver, Marianne Dawson, Muhammad Salah, Bill Watson.
So as we think of all these, so many who touch our hearts, are included in our prayers, we join together in this special prayer and we should do.
Imagine there's a heaven. It's easy if you try. Beauty all around us. Surround us, Adonai. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no cancer. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to plague or harm us, and no addictions too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a prayer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will heal as one. Misha Berach Avoteinu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Refuah Shlema min Hashamayim, Refuat HaNefesh, Refuat HaGuf, Hashtaba Agala, Uvizman Kariv and Omar Amen. You may say I'm a prayer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will heal as one.
Good Shabbos again, everyone. Really feels good. It's like everyone came back. Got our Shabbatons back. We have our congregation. It really feels like a sense of community. And really, that's what tonight especially is about. So I got to begin with one of my favorite jokes. So if you've heard it, don't forget to laugh again, okay? So there's a Jew who is shipwrecked on a desert island. And the years go by, and as the years go by, he's the only person on the island, and he decides to keep himself busy until, hopefully, he's rescued. And he decides to build things that remind him of home. And finally, many years later, his dream comes true, and he is found. And the captain of the ship says, "Come on, you're rescued, let's go." And he says, "Oh no, I've worked hard on building this neighborhood. Before I leave this island, I have to show you what I built." And he says, "Okay, what did you build?" He said, "I built my Jewish neighborhood." He says, "Well, what did you build?" He said, "Over there, of course, is a Jewish delicatessen. I'm a gastronomic Jew. And over there is the Jewish Federation. Of course, it's important to give as a Jew. And over there, there's a yeshiva over there so I could study. And over there are my 2 synagogues." And the captain said, "Two synagogues? But you're only one person." He says, "The one on the right I go to religiously, and the one on the left I wouldn't go to if you paid me." I don't know, no matter how many times I've told that joke, and it's been a few, I always get a little bit of a laugh. But upon reflection, I wonder if in laughing, the subtext of that joke is lost. The laugh is a response to the fact that Jews somehow must be upset with their synagogue, or at least organized religion. That's just what it means to be a Jew. They have it in their head how they want their religion to be served. Most of the time, it is something akin to what they grew up with, even if it is in a different part of the country, a different type of rabbi, a different cantor. They fall back upon these historic memories, and if they can't find that, well, then I'm just not going to go. Or it could be, that rabbi, he or she said something in their sermon and it just hit them the wrong way, so I'm not going to go. Or it could be a fight or a squabble over something, and the squabble caused them to be so upset that they say, "I'm not going." We got so many reasons why we're not going to go to that shul over there. I'm not sure where the humor is in that, other than perhaps it implies that we are an overly sensitive and passionate people. And so I point to the subtext. What would happen if, when the person who rescued that lone Jew came to the island, and after looking at the entire neighborhood of Jewish Federation, and the deli, and the yeshiva, and on that island, there was no synagogue. Not 2, not 1, zip. Wouldn't that person have succeeded in building a Jewish community? I don't think so. And I don't say this to be egocentric, but rather to get those of you who are not yet affiliated to think about the importance of Jewish life, even if you are connected in other ways, even if you go to Bagel Mania every week religiously, even if you belong to Hadassah or Jewish Nevada or a whole host of Jewish causes. We're talking about building community and what we want on this island that we exist in. And it's so important to us. And I say this also to get those of you who are members to understand what it is you are investing in in terms of Jewish survival, continuity, and identity. I say this because often folks join a synagogue because they want to enroll their children in school to have a bar bat mitzvah. But when the bar and bat mitzvahs occurred, off they go. Well, mission accomplished. You have told your children to be faithful Jews and we're quitting the shul. What kind of message is that? You must be Jewish forever and we're quitting the shul. And I have heard that people join too because they want to make Jewish friends. And maybe that's your reason, and that's a good one. And there are more reasons than I can count to belong to a synagogue. And I've heard many of them over the years. But I don't think I've heard the most obvious reason of all. I join a synagogue to become more Jewish. A simple sentence, but I've never heard it all these years. I want to join a synagogue to be more Jewish. But that's what it should be, in my opinion. We invest in a synagogue to invest in ourselves. And if you've been a member of a congregation for 30 years or 10 years or 5 years, and you are the same Jew you were when you entered that you are now, something is wrong. We are not having compound interest here where you are becoming more Jewish. If you are still hearkening back to those historic memories and saying, oh, I wish it was like I was when I was a child back in New York, that's okay. But we grow. We grow. And we invest in ourselves Jewishly so that we learn more, we feel more, and we're committed more to being more Jewish. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a truism of Jewish life that some of the biggest supporters of Jewish life are the people who only attend at the high holidays. And God bless them, because the financial model of the synagogue depends upon people who give and support the synagogue. But even these folks and all of us know that we build here not a financial model because we're not trying to raise more money. What we're trying to do is raise more Jews. And that you can't quantify. Every person who joins, every person who feels more Jewish because they've been touched by Congregation Ner Tamid, that is a success story. Every time we have another Nisa stand on the bima and chant the prayers, that's a success story. Every time we have someone who says, you know, when I walk through these doors, I feel like I'm home, that's a success story. Every time I have someone who says, you know, I'm not Jewish, but I've been married to someone Jewish for so many years, and I want to become part of the community, I want to be Jewish, that's a success story. And every time someone says, oh, I'm upset by this or that, I feel like they've allowed themselves to be robbed of their faith and their tradition by something that upset them. And that is not only not a success story, it's a shanda. It's a shanda. Because being Jewish is too important to let whatever a rabbi may have said that offended you, or someone who said something that rubbed you the wrong way, or a prayer book change that, don't let that be an excuse to say, that shul I'm not coming to. Find reasons to say, hineni, here I am. I am home. I am home. For without the synagogue, this marvelous institution, guess what? Judaism would have disappeared 2,000 years ago. For the first part of Jewish history since the time of Moses till 70 CE, they were able to survive because they had one synagogue. Well, if they got mad, there was nothing else. So they had the temple, and the Kotel is a remnant of that. But when the Kotel, when the Beit HaMikdash, when this was destroyed by the Romans, that could have been the end of our religion, unless imagination came to the fore where the rabbis said, you know what? We're not going to die off. And they understood that they needed to invent what would become known as a synagogue, a shul, a place to worship, to gather, to study. And for 2,000 years, that is what has kept us alive. I don't know if it's true, but I feel it's true that all Jewish organizations use Jews that have been created in the womb of the synagogue. We are where it starts, and we should not be where it ends. Become a part, and if you are a part, find others to understand how you feel and bring them here, because in numbers there is strength, and in numbers there is a greater sense of joy and participation. You could feel it tonight as you walked in, and you know, just after COVID and there was 20 people here, we kept it together, but it was lonely. It was lonely. All during COVID, Cantor and I stood there and we looked into the camera the best we could, but it was lonely. I need you. And I hope you feel you need each other, that we need each other. And that's why we are here. So please, join me, and I may be a rabbi, but the journey is the same, to be more Jewish, more committed. I don't think I'm the same Jew I was when I stepped into this pulpit in 1988, and I hope, please God, next year and the year after, I won't be the same kind of Jew, because I will be growing as a Jew. And I will be not only more committed, but I will find ways to continue to be committed. Not ways to drop out and say, I don't want to be a part. That's easy. But to find ways to say, Hineni, here I am. That's how it all started, with those words from Abraham, the first Jew. So, my friends, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for singing with joy and spirit. Thank you for going on this journey, as circuitous as it may be, to grow Jewishly along with me. Shabbat Shalom.
We begin to conclude our service on page 586. We rise for Aleinu. It is upon us.
Aleinu.
modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. If you're watching on the live stream at this time, we invite you to put the names in the chat of those that you are thinking of who are no longer with us, whether they passed recently, it's the anniversary, the yahrzeit of their death, or you're thinking of them this evening.
So our Kaddish prayers on page 598. We think of those who have died in recent days: Donald Stewart Goldberg, Carol Ann Scallon Goldberg, Leon Silverstone, Lynn Weiner, Benita Silver, Helen Krause, Ann Luca, Jennifer Bailey. Sandor Auspitz, Stanley Berkowitz, George Brody, Solomon T. Brotman, Seymour Brown, Simon Shannon, Robert Joseph Colbert, Adie Fox Korn, Alfred Correa, Blanca DeValley, Sidney Diamond, Fanny Fine, Jack Fridkin, Jerry Friedman, Stella Gittleman, David Glickman, Edna Goldstein, Nels Jensen, Philip Kallick, Pauline Kaufman, Edna Krasenstein, Fredo Lendolfi, Judith Liebert, Francis Maggio, Timmy Moreno, Al Nakau, Abraham Nash, Myra Rosenberg, Abe Saltzman, William Schultz, Gerald Sloan, Milton Sturman, Ann Wasserman. If you would like to say the name of someone who is not mentioned for Kaddish or Yahrzeit, please stand to say their name.
Jill Gurr, Barbara Zimmer, Sid Miller, Steve Cohen, Solomon Cam, Paulina Gorlick.
We join now in our Kaddish prayer as we all rise. 598. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabah v'yalma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayachon v'yamechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael b'agala v'zman kari v'yamru amen Yehei shmei rabah mevorach le'olam omei maya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekusha b'richu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata Tush bechata v'nechemata, damiram b'yalma v'yamru amen. Yehei shlom rabba min shamayim v'chayim, aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yamru amen. Osei shalom b'mramav, hu ya'asei shalom, aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yamru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen. May be seated. Now, we have a strong tradition here. It's called Guess Where the Oneg Is. All right? So I'm hoping,
outside, right?
I am hoping it is where it says so on the sheet. Is it? All right. Our special Oneg tonight is sponsored by the Diaz family in honor of Nisa's bat mitzvah tomorrow. The Oneg is located through those double doors. So don't forget, if you've taken a prayer book, if the ushers don't gather them up, we need the prayer books back over there. And then you make your way through those double doors, because on our patio, we hope you will enjoy, now, I don't know who worked on this oneg, pizza and ice cream. Were they pregnant? Are we going to have pickles too? Okay. Anyway, there is pizza, and I understand it's good. Is it good pizza?
It's good pizza. There's also an ice cream truck in the parking lot right out there.
All right.
Bounce houses for the kids in the social hall.
All right. In the social hall, bounce house. What age group are those bounce houses for?
40 to 70.
Medium kids. Okay.
And little kids have their own.
All right. So we want to do special thank yous, of course, to our Shamus Dell, to Ed Simon, to Roberta, to Leslie, to Lee, to Kita, and
And our whole staff did something for tonight, so we're grateful to all of them. And of course, our amazing Shabbatones. I'll start with our guest, Joey, on percussion. We have David, we have Jay, we have Ira, Glory, and Eddie, and on sabbatical, Alan Mulaski in the back.
That's right. Alan, you should have bought the kazoo. You could at least play the kazoo.
And so just a plug for the Shabbatones, we are going to do something we've been talking about for years, which is a greatest hits Shabbat. So if you've come for Beatles Shabbat, you know how infamous it is. And it'll be back in January, and there'll be some pieces in the greatest hits Shabbat, but we're going to bring in some other stuff, because you know how you come up to me after services and say, Cantor, we need Billy Joel Shabbat. Cantor, we need Queen Shabbat. Cantor, we need Elton John Shabbat. So I'm putting them all together in one Shabbat. Hold on. Okay.
They need Katy Perry Shabbat.
I didn't write one for Katy Perry, but we'll see.
All right. So what day is that?
That is September 16th. It's literally going to kick us into the high holidays.
All right. September 16th, and then the following night is going to kick us into high holidays, because we're going to have our slichot, and
Drum
we're going to have a
circle.
drum circle again this year. And then we are going to transition in the changing of the mantles and get in the mood of high holidays. And according to tradition, the month before Rosh Hashanah is the month of Elul. And what are we going to do for Elul?
Oh yes, we're having Elul by the pool. So
I know it rhymes, but what is it?
Well, okay, so it came to me, I have a lovely pool I'm very blessed to have. We're not doing it at my house this year, but we did it last year, and I have like a view and stuff, and I thought, this is just so beautiful, and it helps to like take a deep breath and really like think about and be introspective, and to begin to do teshuvah, which we really need to do, which is returning to ourselves, apologizing for our wrongdoings. So we're going to gather around the pool, we're going to stick our feet in, and we're going to sing, and we're going to have some introspective, reflective prayers.
And then end with the blowing of the shofar. I think it's transformative. Did anyone go last year to the Elul by the pool? Raise your hand. Look around the room, ask them how they felt about it. All right.
So yeah, we're going to have it September 7th.
And 14th.
And 14th. If you RSVP, you get the address of where you're going.
Address.
Both homes are gorgeous. Both have gorgeous views. Both are in Henderson.
All right. Now, a couple things. First of all, I want to look out here and acknowledge some people. If you are a committee chairperson, please stand up. If you are a chair of a committee, stand up. Come on. Where's Cindy? There you are.
Well, and
hold on.
There's one in the crying room too.
All right, and there's one in the crying room. Okay, so if you are looking to be involved, these committee chair people are looking for you. So take a look at them. All right, thank you. And don't be seated just yet. If you are a member of the temple board or a past board member, go ahead and stand up as well. All right, past board members, stand up. Current board members, if you are looking to get involved, see one of the temple board members. Thank you for your commitment and volunteerism. All right. Now I'm looking out here, we see some folks. If you are visiting the congregation and you want to introduce yourselves, please stand up. We'd love to welcome you. All right, some new faces. All right, please. Wait a minute, shh, we can't hear you. Your name is Ken? All right, Ken, welcome. All right.
I am Helene, and my husband we're brand new from
Chicago, okay. Now, I want you to look around. How many of you are from Chicago? Raise your hand. All right, we got some other fellow Chicagoans here. All right, welcome. Anyone else want to introduce themselves? All right, there in the back, please. From New Hampshire, all right. We're delighted to have you here. Some of you might know that our bat mitzvah family belonged to the temple all the way from New Hampshire. Now, if I told you they were Shomer Shabbos and walked every week, it might be a stretch, but they do come by Zoom just about every week. So go ahead.
My name is Marla Waldman, and I just moved from Los Angeles, and my sister and brother are members at being a Whistler, and I brought my great niece and nephew to hopefully become members as well.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, you've got a great family. Welcome, welcome. All right, anyone else? Very nice. Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right. Anyone else? All right. Well, if you are a bit shy, we'll get forward to getting to know you after services. All right.
There are a
Cantor.
lot of new faces. So if you are a member, I know it's like uncomfortable sometimes. You want to talk to all your people, but if I encourage you, I challenge you to look at somebody that you don't recognize and introduce yourself tonight. All right. Who's here for our Kiddush and Motzi?
Religious school
A
students.
religious school student. Kiddush and Motzi. Don't run, but hurry up.
Services, by the way, tomorrow at 10 a.m., but if you want to do Torah study, it will be in person, and it will be at 8:45 in the boardroom. So if you enjoy Torah study, it'll be at 8:45 here in person. We haven't had it in person for a long time in the boardroom. Shh, Cantor.
Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagahavim. Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai,
Eloheinu melech haolam, motzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
we close with a prayer for peace. We think of peace in Israel, peace in our world. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Hey-oh, 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 hey-oh. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. This side, keep going. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, shalom, salam, shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, shalom. Everybody, Od Yavo. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Odiavo Shalom Aleinu, Odiavo Shalom Aleinu, Ve'akulam. Eho, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Thank you to the Shabbat
Shabbat Shalom. Please return your prayer books